Welcome. My name is Tobi Akinnubi from the stables of the Yoruba Times Media Organization. We have the news highlights for this week. Ondo government inaugurates technical committee for Diaspora Smart City project. Lagos government to decommission owned landfills in push for cleaner and smart sustainable city. Tragedy in Akinnubi, a truck crash claims multiple lives. Nelfund begins applications for 2025-2026 student loans. Professor Joash Amopiton sworn in as INEC chairman. Reps propose National Assembly approval for EFCC chair's removal. Zelensky to open joining Trump-Putin summary. And in the world of sports for this week, Morocco wins 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup final. Now we have the news in details. The Ondo State government has inaugurated a technical committee to drive the realization of the Ondo Diaspora Smart City project, a visionary initiative aimed at creating a world-class residential and investment hub in the state. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa performed the inauguration, marking another major step toward attracting Nigerians in the diaspora and foreign investors to explore opportunities in the Sunshine State. Chaired by the Commissioner for Regional Integration and Diaspora Relations, Otumba Wale Akinnubi, the committee comprises key officials from ministries such as infrastructure, lands and housing, environment, commerce and industry, and the Ondo State Investment Promotion Agency, ONDIPA. Akinnubi commended the governor's leadership, describing the project as a key component of the administration's agenda focused on inclusive governance and sustainable development. He emphasized that the smart city will boost tourism, create jobs, attract investment, and enhance the state's internally generated revenue. Supporting this, Administrative Secretary Mr. Olakunle Ajibade noted that the project, which has been in development since 2024, reflects on the state's commitment to building a technology-driven, eco-friendly urban future. The Lagos State government has unveiled plans to decommission old landfills that have become obsolete, as part of efforts to strengthen waste management and promote a cleaner, more sustainable environment. Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokumbo Wahab, announced the development of after a strategic meeting with chairmen of 157 local government areas and local council development areas in the state. Wahab explained that the initiative aligns with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's vision of a cleaner, healthier, and flood-free Lagos through effective coordination between state and local authorities. He noted that landfills such as Olososho and Solus 3 would be decommissioned, while functional sites like Epe would remain active and efficient to support the city's waste management needs. He further extended that the government is enhancing waste collection systems, expanding recycling programs, and deploying modern waste management technologies that meet global standards. The move, according to the commissioner, will help reduce environmental hazards, improve urban sanitization, and advance the state's long-term sustainability goals. A fatal accident on Wednesday evening claimed several lives in Akinnubi, Ondo State, when a truck loaded with cement lost control and crashed near the main gates of the Adekunle Ajasin University. The incident, which occurred around 7 p.m., left shops destroyed and pedestrians trapped as the truck, reportedly descending the Carry Road, suffered a brake failure before ramming into people along the busy expressway. Confirming the incident, the Ondo State Sector Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, Dr. Samuel Ibitoye, said 8 people died, 5 adult males, 2 adult females, and a male child, while several others sustained injuries. The deceased were taken to the morgue in the university community, and the injured were rushed to nearby hospitals for treatment. Ibitoye attributed the crash to mechanical failure and urged drivers to ensure their vehicles are roadworthy before traveling. The charity has reignited calls from residents and students for the enforcement of restrictions on heavy-duty trucks within the university area. Similar accidents have occurred in Akinnubi in the past, raising concerns over road safety and the urgent need for preventive measures to avert further loss of lives. The Nigerian Education Loan Fund, Nelfund, has opened its online application portal for students seeking financial support for the 2025-2026 academic session. According to the fund management, applications will be accepted from October 23rd, 2025 to January 31st, 2026, covering students in federal and state-owned tertiary institutions. The initiative is designed to ease the financial burden of tuition and academic expenses for eligible Nigerian students. NAFON stated that institutions have been directed to upload verified data of both new and returning students on a student verification portal, as only verified students will qualify for the loan. It further clarified that first-year students without matriculation numbers can use their JAMB registration or admission numbers for verification. The fund also appealed to tertiary institutions to show flexibility with registration and payment deadlines to accommodate students awaiting loan disbursement. Describing the scheme as a major stride towards equitable access to higher education, NAFON emphasized that the application process is fully digital, free of charge, and can be completed within 15 to 30 minutes on portal.nef.gov.ng. The agency reaffirmed its commitment to transparency and accountability, adding that close collaboration with institutions is essential for seamless verification and disbursement. Professor Joash Amokwito has been officially sworn in as the new chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, by President Bola Akinnubi at the presidential villa in Abuja. The ceremony held on Thursday marks the beginning of Amokwito's tenure as Nigeria's chief electoral officer, following his confirmation by the Senate on October 16 after a rigorous screening process. The 58-year-old law professor, who arrived at the State House in the morning dressed in the white agbada and gold cap, was received by dignitaries and guests ahead of the ceremony. During his confirmation hearing, Amokwito outlined plans to reform the electoral process, strengthen INEC's independence, and rebuild public trust in the nation's elections. He pledged to promote credible elections and push for amendments to the Electoral Act to clarify timelines and enhance transparency. Nominated by President Tinubu and approved by the National Council of State, Amokwito succeeded Professor Mahmood Yakubu, whose tenure as INEC chairman recently came to an end. The House of Representatives has passed a second reading a bill seeking to amend the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Establishment Act 2004 to strengthen the Commission's autonomy and reduce executive interference. The proposed amendment would require the President to obtain the National Assembly's approval before removing the EFCC chairman, a change lawmakers believe will safeguard the agency's independence. Leading the debate, the sponsor of the bill said the reform aims to fortify the EFCC against political influence and ensure greater accountability to both the executive and legislative arms of government. Several lawmakers supported the proposal, noting that insinuating the EFCC from political pressure is vital to restoring public confidence and enhancing Nigeria's anti-corruption fight. The Deputy Speaker, who presided over Thursday's plenary, commended the bill's objective, describing corruption as a key obstacle to national development. The bill has been referred to the House Committee on Financial Crimes for further legislative review, and if passed into law, it will align the EFCC leadership structure with democratic principles of transparency and checks and balances. And from the foreign scene, this week on news around the world, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky has expressed his readiness to join a proposed summit between Russian President Vladimir Putin and US President Donald Trump in Hungary, if officially invited. The meeting, reportedly planned to take place in Budapest, is part of Trump's stated effort to help broker an end to the Russia-Ukraine war, which began in February 2022. Speaking to reporters on Monday, Zelensky said he would be open to participating in the talks, either in a trilateral setting or through a form of shuttle diplomacy involving separate meetings with Trump and Putin. However, he voiced concerns about holding the summit in Hungary, citing strained relations between Kyiv and Budapest, and Prime Minister Viktor Orban's close ties with Moscow. Zelensky's remarks come amid reviewed international attempts to explore a ceasefire offer after 3 years of fighting that has left thousands dead and millions displaced. As of Monday, neither the Kremlin nor Trump's camp had announced a confirmed date for the summit, and Ukraine had yet to receive a formal invitation to participate. And for sport this week, Morocco etched its name in football history on Monday by winning the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup, defeating six-time champions Argentina 2-0 in the final held at the Estadio Nacional in Santiago, Chile. The victory marks Morocco's first ever FIFA title and a landmark moment for African football. Yassir Zabiri was the hero of the night, scoring both goals, the first in the 12th minute after a defensive error, and the second in the 29th with a composed finish. Despite Argentina's dominance in possession, Morocco's solid defense and tactical discipline kept them at bay throughout the match, sealing the memorable win for the Atlas clubs. With the triumph, Morocco became only the second African nation to lift the Under-20 World Cup after Ghana's 2009 victory. The result crowns a remarkable tournament for Morocco, who had earlier knocked out Brazil and France, and further highlights the country's rapid football development following the senior team's historic 2022 World Cup semi-final run. And that is all we have for you this week on our news around the world. For more media and news updates, follow our pages on X and Facebook at Yoruba Times. And of course, you can visit our website at www.yorubathimes.com. See you next week.